Welcome back, everybody. Today I am going to show you 3 different ways that you can do the Wheel of the Year spread. And you're probably going, what do you mean 3 different ways? It's 1 card spread. Yes, it is. And they're all very similar, but the methods you can use are a little bit different for each one. So these are all pre-shuffled decks. I just got through shuffling them, so I'm going to do this with one hand. And so 3 important things to remember when doing a reading is that you get the reading that you need, not the reading that you want. The second thing is that this is a snapshot of the energy and time, which is really important for something like this, which is doing a year out, because as things become clearer, energy may shift and change. And the third one is, it may or may not be relevant for a spread like this, is that if you don't like the future outcome, you can change it, meaning that through free will and different events, you can change the outcomes for better or worse for the cards. Now again, it's really difficult with a spread like this to determine how to change it because you don't know what needs to change. But if you wanted to, you could do this, I guess, quarterly. Another thing I will recommend is that you have a pen and paper handy, because you will not remember what you've pulled from January to like May or December of this year. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and this is going to be more oblong than round. Actually, let's move this up to January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Alright, so it's the shape's a little wonky. Let's see, let's move some stuff over and see where that might be a little bit better. Okay, so January. We have 4 of Gabriel, which is, I believe, the fire suit. Time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations. So that makes sense for the new year, or for January. You know, we have been actually celebrating, coming off the holidays. Maybe you also have some new news around this time of year, or new things that are starting. And this is releasing yourself from burdensome situations, which probably means allowing yourself to let go of that which no longer serves you, or trying to start letting go and starting to heal. So now, oops, that's February. I'm actually looking through the viewfinder if you're wondering why I'm kind of off. So this one is Queen of Ariel, mature, practical, generous, and happy. Nurture yourself and those you love, the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. This is the suit of Earth. So there's more good things going on. You also remember to be taking care of yourself and those that you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Well, February is when people start getting into the winter doldrums. So, you know, that ability to find ways to beautify the home, to keep yourself happy, to see the bright side of situations. And then going into March, we have the Page of Ariel. Relatable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you, scholarships, or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. So it sounds like in March, this is focusing on the physical world. So the suit of Earth, it generally tends to be connected to the physical, the financial. So this sounds like this could be a person you know, this could be you, and that it's time to pursue those opportunities that are presented to you If the doors are starting to open, gladly walk through them. And maybe, maybe you've been trying to learn a new skill or you've been thinking of it. This is a good time to start. If you had a resolution that fell off, time to pick it up again and see what you can do with it. For May, March, it is April. 5 of Gabriel. A challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. So it sounds like April's going to be a little bit more challenging. Remember to just withdraw from the drama. You don't have to get involved. If you need to, you can act as mediator. Maybe it's something that's a problem in your own life and that you need to kind of step back, take a moment, and figure out how to fix it, what can be done, how things can be rebalanced. Fire is also the suit of passion and creativity, so this could be dealing with creative endeavors. Have patience with yourself and those around you. That's going to be the big thing. Focus and have patience. April. This is May. Knight of Michael. So this is the suit of air. Strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. So it sounds like whatever's going on in April now carries into May, but this is a time of action. So you've made your resolutions, you've worked your way through, you've withdrawn from the drama, now you have to move forward smartly, quickly, logically, because things might be changing suddenly. June. This is July. 8 of Raphael. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. So the 8 of Raphael is the suit of water in this case. So it sounds like, this almost sounds like whatever's going on in April is now progressing into June. And that whatever choices you made, opportunities will present themselves, or this could be a completely separate situation. New opportunities are popping up. Could be relationship opportunities. It could be work opportunities. There's something better waiting for you. So this is if something in your heart has been telling you to move on or do something different or pursue something, this is that sign for June. Right? Yeah, we're in June. Yeah. I had to stop and think for a second. Do it. So a spiritual quest, this might also be a time where you start pursuing your spirituality or renewing your spirituality. Now we are into July. And we have 13. Peace, Archangel Azrael, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. This is, I believe, the death card in traditional tarot. And this card speaks of an ending. So it could be something is coming to an end. Again, we are faced with kind of that releasing the past, that release yourself from burdensome situations in January. We're now seeing kind of that message again echoed in July of releasing the past. Something more enriching coming in the future. And this is trusting in God. I'm doing the best I can. I apologize for the glare. I didn't realize I don't think I appreciated how bad the glare would be doing this. So anyway, for July, it sounds like there might be some kind of ending coming that could be for the best, or probably is going to be for the best. And you need to let that go and let go of past things in order to move forward with clarity. And surrender and just let the universe, let God, Goddess, whoever you believe in, let them take over and trust in them. So July, this is August. 8 of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So here we are again. We've got, oh, that's interesting. So this was what, May? May we had sudden movement. Time to move quickly, and here we have sudden changes. I think, didn't we have that somewhere else? Maybe not. I feel like there was another thing about sudden changes and sudden movement. So, but a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication for August. So there's something coming. Be prepared. So it might be that ending in July leads to all those things in August. All right. And then we are in September, 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So this is this card that in September, watch out for people-pleasing tendencies. Try to watch if you're taking on too much. Don't be afraid to delegate out tasks. And if you're having a problem getting something done, ask for the universe to send the right people to you to get that done. Alright, now we're into October. The King of Gabriel. A lot of fire toward the end of the year. Generous, inspirational, dramatic, and driven. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success, genuine concern for others. So it sounds like all that hard work is paying off, and by getting those people to help you and delegating it out, you can trust them enough to let someone else kind of take over the minutia, but you have to be the one to focus on the big details. And hopefully you or some of those other people have experience that you can rely on. Alright, so that's October. We're into November. Oh, okay. Perspective. Archangel Shamuel. There's a better way. Pause for reflection, insight, dare to be different. So this is traditionally the hanging man in traditional tarot. And there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. So it could be that the way you're going about things in October, you need to shift perspective a little bit. Maybe you've kind of stagnated. You're not really sure what's going on. So you need to just kind of take a moment, pause, and embrace your differences. Embrace that there's a slightly better way, maybe a different way of doing it. But you're going to need to shift your perspective. And then for December of next year, Epiphany. Archangel Raziel. Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. So it sounds like there's going to be a big breakthrough come December. And a joy through spiritual growth. Well, December, with all the winter holidays, can be a time of great spiritual growth, spiritual time. And being a light to others, it is a dark time of the year. So if you're that light bringer, that person that, needs to be kind of the shining light to others, then that's up to you. And take time. It's a really good time once you hit the dark part of the year for meditation, connecting to your guides, your ancestors, and whoever to receive those answers and receive clarity through meditation. So here we are. This is example number 1. This is all done with tarot cards. We used Radley Valentine's Archangel Tarot for this one, or Archangel Power Tarot for this one. My battery is dying, so I'm going to need to switch cameras for the other two. But this is just to give you one idea of how you can do this. Welcome back, everybody. My camera died, and depending on how the edit goes, you might notice that I used some slightly different decks. I took some time and thought about it, and we're going to work with decks that I'm slightly more familiar with, because the second way you can do this spread is if you're not a fan of tarot cards, you don't own tarot cards, you can do this spread completely with oracle cards. And I started with a new deck that I hadn't worked with as much and wasn't as familiar with, so wasn't comfortable just doing a reading off the cuff. But the Angels and Auras deck I'm more familiar with, I work with them more, so hopefully I can give you a better reading off the cuff than with ones that I wasn't as familiar with. So now if you're doing this for yourself and you want to use a new deck and have the book handy, or you're doing this for a client, you may want to have the book handy just in case something comes up and you just completely flake, you can't remember, nothing's coming to you, and you just need something to jog your memory. Have the book handy just to do a quick look up and have it kind of snap into place and be like, oh yeah, that's what that means. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we have January, February, March. Can I pull these? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So January, February, March, April, May, June. July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, we're good. Yes, I could do this on a tripod, but this is easier. It's easier for me to hold it. So for January, we have communication, accuracy, expression, intimacy, honesty. So again, we see this message reflected of not only communication, but here you have a bunch of kids playing telephone. But it's this idea of community, of being together, of spending time together. We are still just coming off the holidays. The Epiphany is coming up on the 6th of January, which is tomorrow. So here, you know, some people celebrate it, some people don't, but it's another option for getting together and communicating and being honest with one another. Let's see what we have for February. Self-respect and worthiness. Let's see. Self-worth, affirmations, independent and motivated. And on the mirror, it says angel, leader, brilliant, confident, worthy, beautiful, loved, queen, superstar. That's just the camera not willing to focus. Like, this is like a matte card. Should not have the glare on it that it does, so it might just be my camera. But for February, here we see this kind of self-respect and worthiness, working on your self-worth, acknowledging that you love yourself, paying attention to those emotions, and standing up for yourself, believing in yourself, you know, not letting other people demean you. For March, okay, Archangel Raziel and the rainbow. Enlightened, adaptable, soulful, connected. So March looks like this is an archangel you can call on during the month of March. He is kind of known as the Merlin of the archangels, and he will help you gain with spiritual knowledge, gaining knowledge, understanding kind of the mysteries of the world. So this might also be a time for you to learn new things, dig into your spirituality, and also adaptable is a word here. So it could be that there is stuff coming up in March where you need to be adaptable. You have to be willing to shift and change. April, Archangel Raphael, green, love, travel, humor, vitality. So in April, you know, maybe he is also the Archangel of health and of finding soulmates. So you can ask Archangel Raphael to help heal you. Maybe there's some medical stuff coming up. You have to keep your humor about you, focus on your health and wellness. It's also the beginning of spring. No, when is the spring equinox? March. So, but there's always this, April's kind of that cusp between winter and spring where we start to see, you know, April showers, spring Mayflowers kind of situation. So, all right. So, and I would also think you could maybe call on Archangel Raphael in April, because for May, we have Archangel Chamuel in light green. So happiness, vibrancy, energy, and hope. Here you have more of that kind of uplifted energy. Good things are happening. Hopeful things are happening. You have, so Raphael is known as an emerald green. Chamuel is known as like a pale green. So you still have that kind of uplifted, happy, bright springtime energy flowing from April into May. So career in transition, change, excitement, opportunity, and advancement. So this is a time when if you've been trying to work toward something in the previous months, this is when it maybe comes to fruition. Maybe this is the right time for you to make those career changes, to look for, it doesn't necessarily, well, it says career change, so I don't really know what else it could be. It could be retirement, starting your own business, could be promotions are coming, and excitement and opportunity. So keep an eye open for other changes, opportunities that are knocking. Maybe it's hobbies that can offer income, side hustles, stuff like that. June. July, energy healing. This is holistic well-being, thriving, and vibrant. So all of kind of this health stuff that you see in April, comes back in July, and it shows that you are vibrant and healing. If this might be a good time to go look into energy healings. It might be finding holistic ways or mindfulness patterns, mindfulness methods that work for you. If you've been thinking into going into energy healing, this might be a good month to look into that and follow through with it. Try out something. So this is, but also know that it says well-being, thriving, and vibrant. So this is also a month where people are hopefully doing well. The changes that came about in June are now hopefully in fruition in July, and people are thriving because of it. August, perfect timing, auspicious, clockwork, planning, and patience. So, interesting. So this could be what it may be. Some of those changes that were coming for some people maybe haven't yet manifested, and now they are. There might have been other things that you're thinking about that are now coming into being. Maybe it's that buying a car, maybe buying a house, meeting someone, whatever it could be. This might be the perfect time to take that leap of faith. Auspicious, clockwork, planning, and patience. Interesting. That's really interesting. August, September. Your desires are within reach. Faith, patience, excitement, relief. So all of your hard work, all the things you've been trying to manifest, now we see that things are coming kind of full circle. All the work you've been doing is coming true in September. And everything that you've been working so hard for is now coming into fruition. It's really fascinating that we've got change here and auspicious timing here. These could be two very different events, I'm thinking, because this is for career and then this just says auspicious timing. So this could be other things. It could also be that maybe for some people June is not the month where they're going to find changes, but August will be. Or then again, the job process can take a while too. So maybe you had an interview and whatnot in June, and now in August it came true. And this is where it's coming into fruition. Maybe you started a business down here, you had an idea, this is the time to launch it. This is letting you know. So it's all going to be different for different people. This is what I say. September, October. Spiritual adventure. Travel, education, experience, and inspiration. So here's your sign in October to get out and travel a bit, enjoy the fall weather. If you're thinking, if maybe some people, this is, they're well into the school season. Maybe you're looking to pick up new skills, experience, and inspiration. Maybe you're inspired to do something, inspired to take up a skill, inspired to travel. And this is where your experience is now going to come into play. November. Saint Michael, or Archangel Michael. So you can call on him through the month of November. Wise, honest, trustworthy, observant. So these are skills that will also get you through. You can call on him. Also, it just dawned on me, these, like for Raziel, Raphael, Shamuel, and now Michael, these could also be traits found in a person in your life. These could be traits that you need to call on within yourself or build up within yourself during these months. And that's how you're going to get through. So these could be people that come into your lives that represent these, or they could be traits within you. And now December, the power of prayer. Surrender, believe, affirm, release. And considering the fact that this is the month of the holiday season, this kind of makes sense that, here we are surrendering our beliefs, allowing, universe, God, source, whoever, you're affirming, you're believing, and you're releasing that which no longer serves you in preparation for the next year. Okay. So now that's the second way of doing it. The third way, I have 3 sets of cards here. I had, I think, 7 before. But this is a different way you can do it. So if you have 12 decks and you want to use a deck per month, you can do that. If you only have 2 decks, you can do that. You can use tarot cards, you can use oracle cards. So here I have tarot cards, I have a deck of oracle cards, and I have affirmation cards. So you can use a whole bunch of things. If you're going to do this method, do it for yourself, do it for a family member or a loved one, a friend. don't do this for clients. This method is a little bit more time consuming. So I would not recommend doing this for a paid client. This is the one that you do for fun for the people around you. All right, so we're going to start January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I'm going to adjust these a little bit. September, October, November, December. So here we have January. Awakening. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in action. So this is the traditional hanging man in tarot. And this is a change of perspective, which is interesting because in the other two readings for January, we got stuff about communication, being with people, change. This is shifting your perspective and changing the way you're looking at a situation, embracing how unique you are. Don't try and fit in with everybody else. And this says a temporary pause in action. So this is that time of hibernation, of resting, of kind of collecting yourself, getting back into the swing of things, not rushing right in. 10. Rock bottom for February. Interesting. So this card is essentially that, you've hit basically it's that things have gone wrong. You've hit the bottom. You can't go any further down. The only place you have now to go is up. And whatever's kind of going on, you can get through it. You can climb your way out. There are ways out. And that, it's interesting. Okay, so that's rock bottom. And on our other one, we had self-respect and worthiness, which do kind of go together in a weird way. Like whatever's going on kind of looks like, this is the end of it. There's something that's going to kind of break loose. You're going to hit the bottom and then you're going to come out of it. So I used the Money and Law of Attraction deck from Abraham Hicks for the affirmation cards. So for March, I can earn money by doing what I love to do. As you practice your more positive, better feeling story, in time, your pleasure will become the dominant vibration within you, and then as you couple your pleasure with your means of earning, the two will blend perfectly and enhance each other. There is no better way to earn money than to do the things you love to do. Money can flow into your experience through endless avenues. It is not the choice of the craft that limits the money that flows, but only your attitude toward money. So here we have basically, you can do what you love and earn a living. Or earn money. I shouldn't say earn a living, earn money. So this is that concept where if you kind of take a step back and allow yourself time to look at how your attitude is toward money. Do you feel like there's never enough? You need to change that perspective. You can find ways, maybe unconventional ways, to support yourself and increase your income. And that's something to focus on in March, is addressing and releasing some of those thought processes in order to move forward. April. Ace of Summer. Summer is the water suit, I think. Yeah, Summer, I think, is the water suit in the Fairy Tarot. Open your heart to love. The beginning of a new intimate relationship or rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. So this is for April, which is kind of interesting, that Raphael, because he is also, if you ask him, he will help you to find your soulmate, or yeah, we'll just leave it at that. He will help you find your soulmate. So it's interesting that it's paired up against, in this case, well, not paired up against, these are two separate readings, but the Ace of Summer, and that's a beginning of some kind. It could be, and this could be the beginning of a friendship. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It's an intimate relationship, but that could also be a partnership. It could be a very close friendship. So a spiritual path. This is that focusing or starting to let your spiritual side or your psychic abilities develop. April might be a month of awakening for that. April, May. Dry desert. This is a card. I forget what that card means. Hang on. I know I've pulled it before. I think it's like where you are, you're looking in the wrong direction. Like there's nothing here for what you're looking for. Let me just double check. Dry desert. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort you reach the oasis you're searching for. Okay, so this is about becoming resilient, going through obstacles, facing things, just persevering to get to the other side, because once you get to the other side, it's going to be better. Huh, interesting. May, we're in June. I do not need to have money to attract money. You do not have to have money to attract money, but you cannot feel poor and attract money. The key is that you have to find ways of improving the way you feel from right where you stand before things can begin to change. By softening your attention to the things that are going wrong, and by beginning to tell stories that lean more in the direction of what you want instead of in the direction of what is currently happening, your vibration will shift, your point of attraction will shift, and you will get different results. Oh, that's kind of interesting that those are side by side. That's interesting. So, whatever is going on in May, you can fix it in June. You have to kind of be aware of what you're thinking here and what's that dry desert, that resiliency. I feel like these two influence one another. So by knowing that, you have to focus, because going through things and becoming resilient to things, making, kind of hardening yourself up. Sometimes we're so focused on survival and just getting to the other end that we forget what we're thinking. And we're not paying attention to it. We're so focused on survival. And when you notice that this card in the other reading now comes up against the career and career transition card, it's kind of interesting because most people change jobs, sometimes for personal reasons, sometimes it's for better pay, but you have to be aware of what you are thinking and how you approach it. Interesting. All right. It's June. July. Unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which way works for you, a spiritually minded community. So this card in July talks about shifting perspective again. Looking at how you're doing things. Are the tried and true methods working for you? Wonderful. Are they not working? Then maybe it's time to kind of think out of the box. And then it says, spiritually minded community. It may not necessarily be a spiritual community that you're drawn to. It could be that you're finding the people that you need. The people that you can rely on to help you get stuff done. They could be a spiritual community, or it could be just a different, find your tribe kind of thing. July, August. Talisman. Okay. So this card speaks to the fact that you have the power within you to do things. You have the ability to manifest that which you want. Let me just double check something. I feel like the talisman aspect means like I know it's like you have the ability, you have the power What's this? A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Okay, so wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you to recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right thing to do and the best choices to make. You can't really commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right destination. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. So that's what this card is about. This is basically you've built up the experiences enough to know how to move forward. Which I feel like this card, so July and August kind of go together. These two, I mean, granted the whole thing does, because, you know, here you have shifting perspectives in January, and then you're kind of faced with that again, and then here in July, and then in August, all the things that have been brought to your attention, now you know how to move forward. What's this? September? What do I want, and why do I want it? When you acknowledge what you do not want and then ask yourself, what is it that I do want, you begin a gradual shift into telling your new story into a much improved point of attraction. You get the essence of what you think about, whether you want it or not, because the law of attraction is unerringly consistent. Therefore, you are never only telling the story of how it is now, you are also telling the future experience that you are creating right now. So this is basically explaining the law of attraction. That which unto itself is drawn, or like draws like. So for September, you know, here you know what you're doing, but now you might need to clarify some stuff. Focus on what you want. Why do you want it? How do I get it? I know that I am worthy of this. So September, October, 5 of summer. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from negative emotions of others. Focus on what frightens or worries you. So this is basically get away from the drama. Don't let other people sway you. And acknowledge whatever fears you have that you might be focusing on that are keeping you stuck. And then in doing that, you will break free from those fears. So that's October, November. Details. The devil's in the details, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. Read the contracts. Pay attention to what's going on around you, to any contracts that are presented to you, whether it's legal contracts, job applications, marriage contracts, whatever, prenups, I don't know. There's a lot of different things it could be. But just pay attention and really focus on the details. Also, if you're trying to do something, or you're trying to create something, you're trying to move something forward, I hate to say it, but focus on the minute details. I mean, don't get too lost in the minutia, but make sure that you're aware of the small details and what's going on. That is this is a small picture approach rather than a big picture. December. The physical me is materialized in spirit. Some say that you should not want money at all, because the desire for money is materialistic, not spiritual. But we want you to remember that you are here in this very physical world where spirit has materialized. You cannot separate yourself from the aspect of yourself that is spiritual. And while you are here in these bodies, you cannot separate yourselves from that which is physical or material. All of the magnificent things of a physical nature that are surrounding you are spiritual in nature too. So basically, you are a soul in a physical body. That's what this card is saying. You are a soul in a physical body, and as much as you are on this earthly plane and there is a part of you in the spiritual plane, you are also here in this physical world. And you need to exist in this physical world. You can't be too stuck in the spiritual. So money is not evil. You need money, and you need physical things in order to exist and live and have some sense of freedom and happiness. So what you do with it, however, is up to you. You need, I mean, you need to live. You know, whether you use that money for, you know, philanthropic philanthropic needs, if you want to donate stuff, if you want to. People find happiness in different ways, but you do need to be able to survive somehow. So these are 3 different ways that you can do the Wheel of the Year spread. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's so long. I had really meant to kind of go a little bit more quickly through these 2. So, yeah. Alright, have a good year, everybody. Bye.